We're here.
Hello and welcome to another edition of 5-Star Broadcast. I'm Andy Peck.
And I'm Angelo Parenti.
And this week we're going to do a quick recap of what's happened so far with this, after WrestleMania and everything. We had a big Monday Night Raw and a big week in wrestling. Starting off with tragedy that came on Tuesday with the Ultimate Warrior passing away. An apparent maybe heart attack or stroke or something like that, but he passed away with his wife. They were walking to their hotel and he dropped down, was rushed to the hospital and was pronounced dead there. So, I know we were both big Ultimate Warrior fans, so it was super shocking.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. Because it was just so weird, because you saw him Saturday, Sunday, and Monday on TV, and then he just, boom, gone. And, you thought, the Ultimate Warrior signed on to be, whatever they said, the ambassador or whatever. He was going to be around doing a lot for WWE again, and it's not happening.
No.
Not even, you don't want that aside, you don't want anyone to, die or whatever.
Yeah, it's super weird, like you were saying, seeing him all weekend and everything, and in a way, I'm glad that he got that closure, because there was some bad blood between him and the WWE and Vince and Jake the Snake and a bunch of people for what seems like silly reasons when you put it on a grand scale of everything. So it's glad that he got that closure, and he seemed happy, being out there in front of the crowd Monday night on Raw. His promo, looking back on it, was a little eerie,
Definitely.
with what he said.
I went, after I heard about it, I went and I watched it, and it was just some of the things he said, it makes it seem like he knew something was wrong. And then, I think when I was listening to the podcast with Austin, he pointed out about how Ultimate Warrior was sweating a lot on stage. And X-Pac or whatever said that he just didn't look like he had same posture, just walking around big Ultimate Warrior. He just seemed not his old self. But who are we to say? We don't know the Ultimate Warrior, but
yeah. Well, even I don't know how much of this was on camera for Rob, but being there, I saw him getting out of the ring.
The one thing I was gonna ask, okay, when he was coming into the ring, they were had the video on the commentators the whole time he was getting into the ring.
Oh, really?
Was something going on?
He was grabbing his jacket. There was a jacket by the floor. So I don't know if that's why, but I know he walked up the steps and then walked back down and grabbed the jacket that was on the floor.
Maybe why.
Yeah. But yeah, when he got in the ring, I don't know, people were saying he looked weak shaking the ropes, and I don't know, I kind of just chalked it up to maybe bad knees or something, or, being
the guy
in the business.
is older. He's not the Ultimate Warrior that we're used to see in wrestling, But
what I was going to say is, when he was getting out of the ring, he was kind of fumbling a little bit, getting through the ropes, walking down the steps and everything, and I don't know, again, I chalked it up to bad knees or something, being in wrestling for so long, but looking back on it, maybe that was a sign that he was weakening, his body was breaking down almost.
And they still haven't had a definite what happened.
Not that I've seen.
Yeah, I kind of, after a certain point, and especially getting pissed off by that, what is it, Nancy lady or whatever,
yeah.
I just didn't even, I wasn't going to go look and read into her stuff. I was just really bummed about the Ultimate Warrior passing away, and I don't know, I didn't want to think about all that stupid stuff she was saying.
I'm just glad that it wasn't, that he didn't take his own life, and that it was something natural in some sense, but yeah, definitely a bad week for that. His DVD just came out a week right before his death, crazy. But I guess we could probably talk about this forever, so we should probably move on.
They've been, WWE said there's going to be a tribute. That's what Raw's going to be. I don't know if they're the whole show or what's going to be going on. But they've been playing stuff about him on the network.
Yeah.
So
They've been doing a good job of honoring him. So I'm glad to see that. I'm glad to see everything got smooth over.
But next, I guess, should we just start reviewing stuff?
Yeah, we got Austin hitting us up on Twitter. He wanted us to talk about the Shield, so we could jump right to the main event and talk about Daniel Bryan. And
the Shield are my guys. CM Punk's gone. Like,
it's Shield.
I love watching the Shield.
Yeah,
I mean their matches are always great. We thought they were breaking up, and it doesn't seem like they're going in that direction anymore.
With Raw and everything that was going on, I tweeted this. I wouldn't have been surprised if Dean Ambrose turned, just because, like, look at all the stuff that happened on Raw. Like, they were making it a big night. But I'm glad he didn't. I really like the Shield being together. So now we have, like, this feud going on between Daniel Bryan and the Shield against, we'll call them Evolution, I guess, and Kane.
What I'm thinking, though, is for Extreme Rules, because to have the Shield versus, there's already 3 of them, right? So they would have to go against, I don't think they would have Triple H in that mix.
No.
I think it's going to be Batista, Orton, and Kane.
My thought on this, and this is probably me looking way too into it, but I'm thinking Daniel Bryan and the Shield against Triple H, Orton, Batista, and Kane. And I'm hoping for a War Games match.
I know, I keep reading about that. And then because the thing I read spoiled it for me about the whole having the arena set for a space that will take up 2 rings.
That would be perfect, though.
Yeah.
That would be so... Because I keep thinking about it.
The people already bought the tickets.
Yeah. Well, they could rework it. Look at, they moved our seats that one time for that stage. But think about it. Like, Triple H is such a traditionalist. They haven't had a War Games match before. You have 4 guys on 4 guys. It's set up perfect, and it's Extreme Rules, and they keep talking about war.
Yeah, I was just going to say, on main event, Seth Rollins, he just kept saying war this, so that made me, it seems like there's possibly a direction.
And the War Games DVD came out, so they're hyping people up for it.
In the War Games match, it's not just 2 rings in a cage. There's what's the process in that match? Yeah,
for a War Games match, if you're not familiar, it starts off with 1 member from each team. Then backstage, a coin is tossed, and it decides who comes out next for one of their teams. It is every single time a heel wins to give their team the advantage. So you'll have, let's say it starts off with Seth Rollins and Kane. Then Kane's team wins the coin toss, so next you have Seth Rollins against Kane, and Randy Orton comes out for his team. And then somebody would come out for the Shield team, and then so on and so forth until you get everybody in the ring. And then once everyone gets in the ring, you could start having pins? Yes, yeah. And then it is 1 fall to a finish, I believe. I don't believe it's elimination. So I think it would be the perfect setup for that. It's just, I think, I try to think of, like, the other matches they're going to have on the card, and, like, sometimes you go into a pay-per-view and you're like, there's only this many matches, but I mean, we'll see how it goes. We still got, a couple weeks? Yeah, that is, May 4th? 4th, so yeah, we got about 2 weeks, I guess? Yeah, something like that. Whatever. But, yeah, Shield is awesome. I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm not sure what we're going to see tomorrow on Raw, though, because I'm not sure if they're going to just do straight Ultimate Warrior tribute show. Or I think they'll mix it together. Hopefully, but moving on, what else do we have on Raw? We had the Wyatts, and they took on Cena, Sheamus, and poor Biggie Langston getting stuck with Cena and Sheamus. The crowd kind of hated on him. I felt bad for him. Yeah. They also took the loss in this match. Sheamus was, I think he was, the crowd was, booing him, and he was feeding off that, but it was you guys did a great job. The crowd was awesome. They were cheering a lot of the heels, and then even the Bad News Barrett. It made me can't wait to see Bad News Barrett start wrestling. Yeah. And he fought on SmackDown too, and he beat Kofi. So he's 2-0, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, Bad News Barrett making his big return. So that was cool for him. I thought he may have been in the Battle Royal. I thought he may have been one of those mystery, entrants, but it was good to see him finally make his return. I've been wondering forever because how long has he been on TV doing the Bad News Bear thing? Like since November?
A while, but the last 2 matches, the crowd seems to really like him.
Yeah.
I find him enjoyable, but we skipped over what were the pay.
Oh yeah, we skipped over a little bit. Yeah, so one of the other things that was a shocker, aside from Bad News Barrett's return and some other returns, is we had Paige debut, and she came out. She was going to congratulate AJ. AJ gave her shit, and it turned into a match that Paige won. I know you brought up a point that, and maybe you could go ahead and explain it.
Yeah, I brought this up. Like, I mean, I'm not a Paige hater or whatever. I'm excited to see her. I'm glad she's on the main roster, but it's like, it's to win the belt in your first match. I think I heard an interview with Gail Kim. I think the same thing kind of happened to her when she came to WWE. I don't remember, but she brought up how, like, now where does she go? Like, she won the belt. That's what a Divas goal is to win the belt. And usually, like, once you go to the top of the mountain, you go back down. I mean, she'll hold it for however long. I don't know if she's going to hold it as long as AJ did, but I just think they could have had a feud build up between them. Not to say the feud's over, but and then it just kind of gets you worried that if you are a fan of AJ, is she going to be, thrown with the rest of the Divas that you don't even know their names?
Yeah, I think with Paige, I think she'll be all right if they make her a defending champion where, she's actually going out there and defending it all the time and having matches and, a real fighting champion. I don't think, that makes her a star instantly, coming out and winning the Divas title. And plus, a lot of people are more familiar with her now because of the network. Her line for WWE Access, where they do the autograph signings and everything, her line was huge. For an NXT diva, that's kind of a big thing. Remember, she wasn't actually on TV on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown or anything at that point, and she had a really big line. So I don't know. I think she's going to be all right. I don't think this title win is going to hurt her. And I'm also wondering what's happening with AJ. Is she going to still be around in a few weeks?
That's what. Do you think it might not hurt Paige, but do you think it's going to hurt AJ? I'm pretty sure you're an AJ fan.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what her status is with the company because that promo that she cut on Monday, she was alluding to being the best diva in the world, which got some CM Punk chants. So I don't know if there's any heat between her and the company with the whole CM Punk situation.
I read that they want to keep AJ happy and not make her look like make it look like they're putting her down to not piss off CM Punk to see if he possibly. I read that, and I keep reading about how Vince, isn't pushing CM Punk, like he's hoping he gets the niche to come back.
Yeah.
But who knows? Don't even want to get into that stuff.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with AJ. I don't think this will hurt her at all. I think if she is going to hang around, her and Paige are going to have a little bit of a feud coming off this, and then hopefully Paige can just be a fighting champion, defending the title, and keep herself at the top, through title defenses and stuff. But I think we're kind of running out of time for this one. We might have to talk about everything else later. Yeah,
we have like a minute or so left. We could just go over how Rob Van Dam made his return.
Yeah, Rob Van Dam made his return. I actually tweeted because Damian Sandow was out in the ring, and I was like, let's put over Damian Sandow. And then Rob Van Dam comes out, and I'm like, oops, wait, that's not happening. Sorry, Damian.
Yeah, it was really cool to see him come back. I think some of us thought he was going to come back in the Battle Royal at WrestleMania, but he's back. We still have a little bit of time.
Yeah, Joey on Facebook
asked if he thinks a push or no push for RVD. It would be awesome to see him in a match against Daniel Bryan for the title. I don't think that's going to happen.
I'm going to say no push. He's not going to be around that much. He's going to be a special attraction. He'll be, here for a few months and then take off again, which is fine, but I wouldn't expect a title match with him.
I definitely think push-wise, like, to get him up there and, have him on TV a lot, maybe get some kind of storyline for the time he's there, but, I don't see him winning the belt or anything like that.
No, definitely not a world title. Maybe U.S. or something he might go for, but
But for this episode, we're running out of time, and we're out of here.
See ya.